What will our first fight be?
I don't know. Maybe like you're bitter because I'm too funny, and so you like
True
you want me to. You
story.
tell me that I need to like 50% of the jokes need to be from you instead of me. So you like
Oh my god.
you're like you have to start writing me jokes so that I can make them instead of you. Um, and then we have this big fight because I'm like I can't script it. You don't understand. And then it results in me I don't know having to agree to pay you 15% per episode instead.
Not 15%.
15. I mean, I honestly, I mean, you can have 100% if you want.
Oh, thanks, B. 100%
Right.
of nothing. That still equals nothing. 100% of the debt.
100% of the debt. There you go. That's what you
Um,
share in a good strong bond between people. You share the wealth and the debt.
yeah.
Marry someone
Cute.
so that you can
Goals.
share your debt today.
Oh my god, don't even get me started. Pierce has agreed to take on my debt. Well, at least it's student debt.
Oh, now that's what you call
I,
solutions.
how do you, is it? I've heard so many different pronunciations of Bezos. Bezos.
Oh, I just call him dickhead.
Yeah, that works.
I think that works as well because, you know, he's trash. Also, fun fact: I when I tried to call you this morning, because we're doing it slightly earlier, my brain is not. I mean, it's even more dead than usual. Plus, it's been
Wow.
disgustingly hot outside. So, like, did I sleep
Oh
last
my
night?
god.
Not really. And so I accidentally called my friend Beth instead of you at first. I hung up before she picks up, but she says hi. She
Oh,
says
hello.
hi. So
Hello.
there you go. That's her being forever immortalized in this episode.
Ah.
Welcome to episode 20 of the World's Greatest Podcast. We're starting in how we mean to go on, really, and fucking up. Can we just talk about the heat quickly?
Ugh.
Disgusting. This is
Right.
horrible.
I am not one of these people who goes, I want it to be sunny. I want it to be sunny all year round. So I don't feel like being a hypocrite when I say stop.
I like it. I like that.
It's too hot. I'm not gonna bitch about when it's cold.
Yeah,
So,
I don't have any unrealistic expectations. I'm not like, why can't it be 20 degrees all the time? Because that would be stupid. But what we
yeah.
actually have is, so it's 22 degrees today, but
That it feels okay right now.
in the UK, it's not possible for it to just be hot. It has to
No.
be humid. Always
Yeah.
has to be humid. So it actually feels much hotter.
Yeah. That's what people don't realise, I think, is that it's not like I've been in Australia and New Zealand where it's felt cooler even though technically it's hotter.
I
If that
mean,
makes
yeah, I've
sense.
literally been on the equator, like
Yeah.
in Kenya, and it's been like it's
All
been
right,
hotter
trump me then.
easily. Well, I mean, to be fair, I have bits of, I mean, Australia and parts of New Zealand as well. I think can actually get as hot as
I was
I don't
joking.
know.
Don't worry.
I don't know, but you know, like it was easily into the 30 degrees every day and above that. This is Celsius,
Yeah.
by the way. You know, sorry about that, American friends. But it was okay. It was okay heat. It was like I'm fine. This is okay. I'm sweating normally, like it's
Yeah,
all fine.
like an acceptable amount.
The UK, it's like, hey, do you want to sweat, but like it's not doing its job of cooling you down because the sweat's not evaporating? Hey, it's 23 degrees and you feel like it's 33.
And then you add hay fever on top of that.
Then you add hay. Oh my goodness, mine's been terrible.
It's so bad this year. I just can't deal with it. I've also got a cold sore, like a cold sore.
Oh no.
Yeah, which is sort of, it's not that bad, but it's just pissing me off.
But it's annoying. That's one of it. Just adds to the annoyance. You know, it's like another thing on the list of why is this all happening right now.
Yeah.
I have spots, like, I'm not, I mean, I don't want to show it people, obviously, but he says, reaching towards them. They're like
They're
underneath
here.
one of the arm of my glasses, and there's like a cluster of
Oh.
3 spots all next to each other, and they're just painful as they. And I'm trying, apparently, you're not meant to pop them, right?
Right.
Apparently, you're meant to, like,
who
let
listens
them
to that?
go away on that. Well, exactly. Okay, so this is the thing. I've been holding off all week, like, no, 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 no. And so I'm happy to announce, and if this is TMI, then you need to change your definition of what TMI is. But I am going to follow this podcast by going and ritualistically popping each one of them. I'm not going to film it. It's not going to be a clip or anything. I'm just saying that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to... Come on now.
If it makes you feel better, I've had like I've got a few spots on my chest, which I don't normally get like spots there, but
I hate it when
was,
you get one of those.
You know, like when you have, so it was about a week or 2 weeks ago when we had a mini heat wave then, and I put on loads of sun cream, and
Good.
I thought I was being a smart ass by putting a lot of sun cream on, and what I actually did was make me break out.
Oh yes, I forgot that you're a finely balanced human being.
Yeah.
Too much of anything will give you an allergic reaction.
So that was great, but they like they've sort of scarred a little bit. Like it'll go away. I don't think it's a permanent thing, but so now it looks. They're not actually spots anymore. They're just little scars, but they're like they're still there, and it's just annoying me.
That is annoying.
But I feel like if I didn't pop them, they were like halfway between like an allergic reaction and spots, I think. So there was no chance of them going away. So
no. I respect that.
Yeah.
Before we get into the meat of the episode, I mean, maybe I shouldn't use meat given you're a vegetarian. Before we get into the nut roast of the podcast, so we made a website. We have a website now.
You made a brilliant website with no help from me. I just approved it.
We made a website. As a podcast, we made a website. There you go. So you can check it out.
Boo.
Now, the website is worldtoratespodcast.card.co. That's CRD card. I didn't choose it. Okay.
Curd.
And it's you can get on there, you can get in touch with us. Did you know we have an email address now?
I saw you saying something about an email address, but I didn't know what it was.
Yeah, Normie. Well, we have an email address where you can contact us. It is annoyingly, because for some reason the one I wanted was not available, so it's theworldtoratespodcast@gmail.com. And obviously you can contact us in all the usual places. But if you have music that you think it would be cool for us to talk about, please get in touch with us by email or by social media or by anything. And we would love to check it out. We are in
demand now. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we had someone this week who, I mean...
We'll talk about properly next week.
We'll talk about next. But yeah, it was really nice. It was nice to have someone be like, hey, I've got this thing. Could you listen to it? We want that.
That would be so cool.
I love that. For me, I was like, I'm so excited.
And like, we would be open if you like wanted to send in an EP or something. We would be open to doing like an EP review or something like that.
Yeah, absolutely. We're definitely looking to. I mean, it'd be a cool way of kind of collaborating almost, and it's a win-win for everyone involved. So yeah, if you've got a project like that, please do get in touch.
With the whole The World to Rights podcast thing.
Yeah.
You know the whole The Toffees thing?
Yeah.
You know we're playing Stand and Calling. Do you see where this is going?
Kind of.
They put The Toffees on the fucking poster.
Is this because I've been joking about it every week? Do you think I've made it happen? Do you think I've spoken it into existence?
Probably.
Oh my god! Sorry, I have to actually look this up. Standing calling poster.
If you go on to the website, and then you
Blind
go on
Post.
to. I think if you go on.
Oh
to,
no, I've just found it.
Is that right? Oh yeah.
The Toffees.
Yeah.
I'll put a picture in because that's Oh no. You can't
Yeah.
be doing that. Okay, look, for the avoidance of doubt. I know I've been joking about it, but they are called Toffees. Not the Toffees. Toffees.
And you
On
know, when
its
you're
own.
like, we're grateful to be playing like such a good festival, so we're not gonna correct them.
Anyway.
So, yeah, I don't. You've got a bit of a structure for this episode,
Well, I
haven't
mean,
you?
loosely. Basically, I just thought we could have a chat for episode 20. By the way, thank you for getting us to episode 20. I mean,
Woo!
kind of wild, really. What's more wild is that every time I get to editing, I forget how to do it, and it's like relearning. We, well, I thought we could talk about just our best fuck ups and moments from the podcast so far, and all of the weird shit that we've done and our favorite moments. Basically, just the kind of like, this is how far we've come, and this is
Well,
where we're
you
going.
say that, whereas my biggest fuck up was like 2-3 episodes ago.
Yes, it was. What did you do, Kat?
I fucking I forgot to put my headphones on and had Chris playing out my speakers, so it was going through the microphone. So for that episode, you hear an echo of Chris's voice through the whole thing.
I spent so long with. Okay, so here's an insight into the recording process. So I record it, and I have recordings. So I have me, hello, my face. It's beautiful. I know. Thank you. And I have my mic, and I also have a backup track, which is the audio from the call with Kat. And it's terrible quality because Facebook Messenger
It's
is
Facebook
terrible
Messenger,
quality.
yeah.
Thanks, Facebook Messenger.
We love you.
Awful quality. But it's there as like, if all else fails, at least we'll have something.
At least
And
we've
I
not
don't-
wasted
Exactly.
hours.
Exactly. I don't really ever have to use it that much. But I realized that for that episode, I was gonna have to try and stitch bits together and like turn it on. And what I didn't realize is, even though I couldn't hear it when we were calling at the time, the call was itself picking up me through the speakers. So
yeah,
I
you
was like
couldn't
listening
avoid
to it. I was like, why am I still there? I mean, for someone who hates hearing their voice, hearing your voice 3 times, once actual, once from Kat's recording, once from the call, is like hell on earth. But it
Not
was
my finest moment.
a fun struggle trying to fix it. Because
The
was just
thing
like,
is, I couldn't even find it funny at the time. I was so annoyed with myself. And I think, I can't remember what was going on, but Steve walked in as well.
the episode was
and-
look. I loved. I didn't think there's a single episode that I finished it and been like, ugh. Like I've loved all the episodes.
Yeah.
And that one I just found particularly hilarious because it was this ongoing mess of things going wrong.
Decline in cat sanity.
Steve walking in. I'm sure Pippin did something or other.
Yeah, Pippin always does something.
Pippin always does something. It was just like we were ticking off a list of things that could go wrong, and I mean I don't even know what to say about it. It was good. I enjoyed it.
Oh, I've told you this, but I haven't told the podcast this. About Pippin's tail is now safe.
Yes, because that happened in a week, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We only found out like a few days ago. So yeah, Pippin's tail is safe. Just a little update in case anyone's keeping up with Mr. Pip.
I think they are. Come on, I think Pippin is actually the star of the show.
He
Like-
is the star of the show. He's the star of all my lectures because he just like appears in like the 45th minute of an hour lecture or
loves it.
something.
He
He
loves it.
just rises up.
He can't get
Yeah.
Look, I love his self-confidence.
He's such a little. He's made friends with all the women at the vets.
Of course.
He's such a little womanizer.
Is he still a conehead?
Oh my god, yeah. He is very much a cone. He's going to be a conehead for probably a month. I shit you not. Oh, it's like you can cut this out if you want, but yeah, no, I just thought I'd share that bit of painful
No, thank you. I mean, I
information
haven't
with you.
decided whether I'll keep it in the podcast or not.
It's a bit
If I do
grim.
keep it in the podcast, then everyone will have shared that with us. If I don't, everyone's going to wonder why I now look slightly disgusted.
While you just got a bit of sick at the corner of your lip from where you
Yeah.
thrown up.
Yeah. Going
Actually,
to
it's
drink
funny
my
if you
cup of
cut
tea
it
and
out
being
now.
Sorry?
It's kind of funny if you cut it out now because then people won't know what you're so grossed out over.
Yeah, maybe I'll keep it as a clip for one day in the future, you know?
Yeah.
That's future content. That's what we do.
Future
here.
content.
I'm planning ahead. Can I tell you what one of the abiding mistakes I have made during this podcast is?
Eating.
It was. Well, I mean, we'll come back to eating. I mean, that's never going to disappear. But it was in episode 1, in our very first episode, when we introduced ourselves. And I don't know if you remember how I introduced myself.
Oh god, that was not the best introduction.
Yeah. Do you remember what I said? Do you remember the words I used?
You were saying about you're an abuser.
Yeah. I actually said professional abuser.
Yeah, that was not your finest moment.
No. And
I knew from that moment that at least if I get cancelled, you're coming down with me.
It's mutually assured destruction here. You know, we were all gonna go down the shit together. I mean, oh god, what a stupid thing to say. I mean, I think I was like kind of nervous because I'd never done anything like this before. So
Yeah.
I think my brain just defaulted to quick, say something sarcastic. But that's not really useful when a sarcastic thing.
You
would
got very
work in-
comfortable with the audience very quickly. So, like, that just shows, you guys are friends.
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult to get comfortable when you're not sure whether anyone's actually listening to the words you're saying.
Yeah.
But they are. You guys are. I mean, the fact that you are listening to this now is proof that it's gone. I don't know why I've made that so awkward. You said I
Yeah,
got
we
comfortable,
haven't-
and I've immediately become more awkward.
For fuck's sake.
I have a new fuck up to talk about. It's that moment just then, about 10 seconds ago, where I fucked up and got awkward.
It's like brain farting as well, like where you
Oh
start
my
saying
gosh.
something and then you drift off in your brain whilst you're talking and then you're like, what was I saying?
You know what I've realised? We have a lot of tangents. We're like,
Yes.
you know how, I mean, you started by saying I had a structure. The structure was barely a structure. And this is just going to descend into us talking about random stuff.
Yeah.
As most of our episodes seem to. Like, I've listened to them, it's just like, oh, we stayed on track, we stayed on.
Oh.
Huh?
I feel
at
like
some
it's my
point-
fault. But
It's not just your fault.
okay.
I have a fair chunk of the blame here. I feel like it's
I'm happy to share the blame with you.
you're happy to share the blame. I mean, how does it feel knowing that you're putting in 10% of the effort, but 50% of the fuck ups are yours?
That's
That's not me being rude, by the way. This is her own words. Okay, we were talking before the podcast, and she said that she only puts 10% effort into everything
Yeah.
at the moment.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
This
Yes,
is not
that's
me
not-
being like, why don't you fucking try with this podcast?
This is
She
like,
does. She
yeah.
does try.
Oh my god.
Also
Pain is
untrue.
actually horrible to Preston.
Oh.
Exposed.
I mean, I am, but it's reciprocated.
You're a professional abuser.
No, oh no. But I think my favorite clip is definitely the eating one.
Yeah, that's still you edited that edit was my favorite edit you've ever done.
I think I peaked
That
With
was
that one.
yeah, you did peak.
because that
Been
was
let down ever since.
that was a hilarious
I watched it twice in the same day and I cried with laughter both times, even though I was there while we were filming that.
It's worse. I showed my sister, and I was laughing. I showed, and she
Yeah,
she did the Piers thing. She smiled a bit, but then ultimately she just looks at me like, "Why did you do this? Like, why did you eat on your podcast and then draw attention to it by
saying
making a
shove
clip?
it down.
You know, and swallow it. Come on," which is, I think, when you close your eyes and you just see the memories of the war. That's what I think of. Just that
Oh,
moment.
yeah, I've now got it screenshotted in my brain.
It's not great. But then I also have. It was when I was going through and doing the compilation episodes.
Yeah.
When you were away, and there's for some reason it's like a 2-second thing between us where for some reason something I've said has made you think of my bare ass, and you say, "I've got this image of your bare ass in my mind. I'm trying to get it out of my head," and I say, "No, keep it in your head and zoom in, have more of the image," and I just when you.
If it makes you feel better, I forgot about that till now, so you just reminded me.
Oh, good. Well, now that you got
And
the
now I'm
image
thinking
there,
of your
zoom
bare
in,
ass.
enhance, see more of the bare ass.
My brain is putting spots on your bum, just to make it less creepy.
What kind of spots are we talking?
Just little. I was
Are
gonna
you
say.
saying I've got acne on my ass?
Yeah, I have
No.
to. Otherwise, no, because I can't think of you
No,
having a
no. I'm sorry. This is slander. This is
Wait.
not okay.
defamation.
This is not okay. I'm gonna have to sue you for this one. Can I not like?
Okay, you can have a nice girl butt. There you go.
There you go. I think it's actually it's up there. I mean,
Whenever I think of your
butt.
butt, I probably said this at the time, but I always think of you wearing those tan-coloured shorts that almost blended in with your skin.
I love those shorts, but they're not.
You looked naked.
I did look naked, and I think it. I wore
I
them
had to do
quite
a
a
double
few
take.
times. I just imagine that I'm walking down the street, and people must have been looking at me and going, "Oh my goodness!" I thought, and panicking because they thought that I was. I at the time, like my skin was. I can't remember if it was like early summer, or
Yeah.
doesn't really make a difference. Basically, my skin was virtually the same color as these shorts, which I guess was fine in the house because they were comfortable shorts to wear.
They were like chino shorts, weren't they?
Yeah,
were
they
like
were great
three-quarter.
shorts. I loved them, but you know, possibly a poor choice for the outside world because people would quite rightly look at them and be like, "Is this public exposure?" Oh no! I'm zipped.
I think that zipped. Oh God, I think that just disturbed me so much for some reason.
So yeah, they had to go. They had to go. They're not with us anymore.
R.I.P.
I mean, I imagine they still exist somewhere in the world. Like, I mean, they were good quality, so like I didn't just dispose of them. I mean, I gave them to charity, but like I don't know where they are now.
Who knows? Who knows?
Yeah, I was just thinking about it. I was trying to work out how I would tell, but there's obviously no way that I could tell because, well, I gave them to
brain fart
charity.
much. Also, have you had any interest in your house yet?
Oh, our house is technically sold.
You didn't tell me this.
Yeah, I kind of forgot to tell people a lot of things. Yeah, basically,
No, that makes me so sad. I'm gonna have to memorize your new
well,
postcode.
I mean, I wouldn't worry too much because we haven't found anywhere new to live yet.
That's not concerning.
Well, it's not concerning because when I say technically the house is sold,
Oh,
I mean,
is it?
They've seen it.
You.
They like it. They put an offer in. It was accepted, but nothing's actually been signed.
Is
And
this
so-
like you have to find a place to live before you can allow the sale to go through.
Exactly.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
like, if we
Okay.
don't find somewhere to live, then it's just safe and it's
Then it
plain
falls
sailing.
through.
So, and if we do find somewhere, then eventually the background to my screen on the World's Rates podcast will look slightly different. But a man can dream. A man can dream.
I feel like we have to do something at your house before you move out, because I'll help you move.
What do you mean do something in my house?
No, like, I don't know.
I just want to move and
No,
leave.
like.
No, I just want to. I don't like moving. I hate the idea. Look, I hated moving at uni, right? The thing about a uni house is it's not even like you're that attached
Connected to it. No, not.
It's your
like,
home, but like lots of the stuff that's there is there already.
You know,
just like
you know it's temporary when you're going into it.
exactly. So when you're finished, you just sling all your pots and pans and things into the back of the car and drive it, a couple of streets away, or in my case, literally
During
up
a
the road.
lockdown. Oh yeah.
Well, no, because for the second year to third year, I moved from number
I didn't.
44 to number 251, which is basically just up the road. But I still had to get my dad to drive from Milton Keynes up to Birmingham to help me move the stuff. But I hate it. I hated it then because it's stressful. Moving house apparently is just as stressful. And so, like with everything in life, I just want it to end so I can go back to doing my thing. I've become over the years. This is not a COVID specific thing. I just don't want to have to. I don't want to have to do anything. Is that what I mean here?
All right, Mr. Depression.
Hello. The depression years are back and the dark clouds are hanging over us. The black dog is outside staring at... No, that's not true. It's not... I don't... Anything that's like remotely high stress, I have no motivation to do it. You know? I don't want to have to do any high stress or like high... I put off doing the most dull thing, my car insurance. Right?
Oh, yeah.
I was like, I know I have to do this, but it's dull and I don't want to do it when I could do something else. So I just kept putting it off until it was, getting a little bit closer to the wire. I was like, okay, I've got a few weeks, but I probably have to.
It's like uni. You just.
It is. It's that essay at uni that you're told about 3 months in advance, and you're told, hey, you've got 3 months to write it, and if you get it in, if you send it to me in next month or something, I can read through it for you.
Oh my god.
You don't start it that day. You don't. You go home and you think, good, well, I've got 3 months to do it, so I won't start it. And there you are, a week before it's due in, you've barely written an introduction, you realise you don't know anything about the thing you're writing about, so you've got to panic, go and Google the words on the internet. You got to go to Google Scholar and type in the thing and be like, politics smile thing, and then it gives you a thing, and then you write about it. You're like, ha, and then like monkeys at typewriters just bash, and then it's done, and you're not necessarily happy with it, but you're just done.
It's like cleaning. You're most effective when someone's coming over in half an hour.
Yes.
That is when you get the most done. It's just fact. I was going to say, I think at some point I might try and make a compilation of all the different things I've drunk during the podcast. Because, yeah.
I don't think we talk enough about your drinking.
My drinking. All right.
I don't think we talk enough about your alcohol. I think it's like it's the more acceptable version of me eating. But I never quite know what you're going to be drinking during the podcast.
No, do you remember when I had that massive water bottle? And I was
one that looked like you stolen it from a water cooler.
Yeah.
And you were just like, the camera fills up with this massive plastic bottle. I'm like, what the hell is that? What? I'm like,
yeah.
Oh.
One episode I had tea, water, and juice or something else.
I actually remember that one, yeah.
And I was so scared because I'd never had so much liquid on my desk before, and I did not trust myself.
it was weird for me watching you like. Okay, I mean, virtually every time I drink, I have my mug. It's a beautiful day, by the way.
The
Um,
cat one that you stole from your sister.
no, this one is my parents got it for me. It's got a rainbow on it,
Oh,
and it says it's a beautiful day. But tea is obviously
yeah.
tea, so it's like a thing, and I have it every week. It's like my standard thing. It's just like it's become part of my this thing. I can't not use it. If I ever break it, I'm screwed. I'm gonna have to try and buy an expensive
Maybe if you
replacement.
break it, our luck will change.
Here we go. No, okay, no, God, don't do
Smashes it
that.
at the wall.
Don't do it when it's half full of tea. But that's the thing. I'm always going to see with you. I'm like, what will it be today? What will it be? Oh, it's a 5 liter bottle of water. Okay, alrighty.
I'm not that healthy anymore. I do not drink enough water.
No, you've got to
Um,
drink more water.
do you know? Well, do you know what I was drinking? I finished it now.
Vodka. You've been drinking vodka.
Close. No.
Tequila. You've been
Red
doing
Thunder.
straight shots. Oh my goodness.
Do you know what Red Thunder is?
Oh my goodness. You really went there, huh?
Yeah, Aldi's own brand.
Is it actually good? Like, is it okay?
It's actually, yeah, it tastes like Red Bull.
Nice. Nice.
And it's 30p. So
That is good. I mean, I have been. The thing is, I was in a. I think I've entered the spiral that leads to exhaustion or something.
yeah,
'Cause, like, if you don't sleep that well, but you know you've got to like be focused the next day, you're like, I need some energy, and so
this is
every
what
now
I've
and
been
then,
doing.
I've been having like a can of Monster or something every now and then,
It's a dangerous path.
and it's
Yeah,
a dangerous thing because it.
because then you're actually awake and you feel great, and you're like,
Exactly.
now I have to keep this up,
Exactly.
and it tastes
like,
so good.
oh, it's terrible. So like, oh, I can't even like the bump comes down. I'm like, wow, this is good. I'm actually like awake and focused. It's not even like I'm not hyper or anything. I'm just actually awake and able to do things.
Yeah,
And then it kind of dies away, and you're like, oh, the tiredness is back. I don't want this. And so inevitably, I don't sleep well the next night because hashtag insomnia. So I'm like, well, I know what the solution to this is.
I know.
Good old
Yeah,
can of Monster, and then it just.
I'm pretty good though because I will not have an energy drink after like 3 p.m.
No,
Because
I can't.
caffeine stays in your system for like 5 hours or something,
Mhm,
and
mhm.
yeah, for
And
me
I'm not like
the
addicted. Can I clarify? I'm not
okay,
addicted. Like
because
it's
Monster's
just that
expensive as well, as I've
Monster is
found out.
expensive. So now that I know that Red Thunder is okay, I'll just switch over to
Yeah,
that, and then I can
and
become addicted.
because I'm still like trying to, well, because of the Pippin stuff, I haven't been doing my fitness plan. Sorry, Marco. Marco made a fitness plan for me, and yeah, but
Thanks,
this
Marco. Sorry,
we love
sorry,
you,
your work
Marco.
went to waste.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna start back like doing it next week. But yeah, with this one, it's diet and it tastes exactly the same as the normal one. And trigger warning for calories, but there's like 8 calories in it or something in the whole can. So, like, as far as it goes, that's pretty good for a little pick me up.
I've realised that means nothing to me. Calories. Not like I know that like people say, oh, don't worry about calories. I mean, I don't know how to worry about calories
No,
because
I had
I
no
don't.
concept until this year about calories, and then I realised where I was going so wrong.
I understand. I understand the science part of it. I understand that you need a certain amount of calories per day to
Yeah.
maintain a certain weight, and if you have
Yeah.
less than that number of calories, you'll lose weight, and if you have more than that, you'll gain weight. That's basically this like
Yeah.
basic thing in there, and it's like it's the amount of energy you're going to use in the day. But like, I don't have the motivation, energy to work out how many calories I'm eating and how
No,
that
it's
compares
quite.
to my kind of minimum requirements to stay where I am or any of that stuff. And I look at something, I'm like, oh, 180 calories. I don't know how many I've had today, so I don't know if this is good for me or not. I do know that I want it, and therefore, nom nom
Yeah.
nom.
No, I feel like that's the best thing to do. Like the reason I went for calorie counting was because I didn't want to cut out any food groups.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Especially being veggie slash pescatarian. Like I was pretty much veggie before I started sort of watching what I eat, and then I realized I needed more protein, so I started eating fish. Um,
You should
it's so difficult because like the thing I've been trying to teach myself recently is I looked at photos from when I was I put on 2.5 stone when I started going out with Pierce, because he introduced me to takeaways and bad foods. Not bad. No food is bad food, but when I say bad food,
Oh,
I
damn
mean
it,
like
Piers, you've broken her.
yeah, no, he did. You know, you think how sporty I was, and then he just came along and fattened me up so I couldn't leave him. No, joking. Um, that's what we joke about that I did to him actually, but no,
The mutual fattening process.
well, like he just introduced me to a lot more different types of food, and Pierce has got a sweet tooth, and he's a feeder, so like he'd come in with a pudding after dinner, and I'd never normally have a pudding.
Oh,
And like me
my guy.
being a poor student, I would like have a bag of potatoes, a bag of rice, and a bag of mince, like corn mince,
Mm-hmm.
a week, and then just work out my meals from that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then Piers came along and was like, "Oh, sweeties,
Like, yes, please.
Coca
Easy,
Cola."
yes.
Yeah. So I think, and the thing was, I was eating out of boredom and stuff like that. Oh, but my point originally was that, shout out to Pierce's dad. He's one of these people who comments on like essentially fat shaming.
Oh no! What? No, we can't give a shout out to that.
No,
No, I'm cancelling that shout out. No
well,
shout out. Shame shout out.
I think it's just a generation thing, but like or like something he was brought up with, because there was a photo that I had at graduation, and like when we were meant to have a graduation, and I took it.
Lol.
We had it in the garden, and to be fair, I was not looking my finest, in general, but I definitely looked quite chubby in it. Um, but I didn't mind the photo. I thought it was fine
Yeah.
until he went, "Oh, you look so much better now, and you can
Oh
definitely
no.
like now you've lost that puppy fat or
Don't
whatever
say
he said."
that.
And then I was like, started.
Mhm.
Yeah, I know. Um, I did have a conversation with him, and I just said like, you got to be careful with
You
saying stuff
can't be
like that,
saying that.
because I am not particularly like insecure about that sort of stuff. Like there is a level of insecure, but like some if you said that to
Yeah.
someone, that could really really affect
Definitely.
them.
Definitely.
So I sort of explained that to him. So, but when he said that, I was like, I'm fat shaming myself,
Mm-hmm.
and I thought I need to learn to like my body when I'm heavier, and if I'm skinnier. Like it shouldn't be a I'm ugly because I've got 2 stone extra on me, or whatever. Like
You know what I love? Your friend Brooke posted on Instagram the other day, actually, on his story. Um, he posted a thing about see, this is I know people. I only saw because we follow him from the podcast account. But he
oh
put
okay,
something on about like your weight and body shape kind of changing a bit naturally, just as like time passes. Like there are times when
yeah,
you're a bit, you put on a couple of pounds and it disappears, and it just kind of fluctuates because the hormones and everything else
yeah,
going on. Like it happens all the time. Stress is a really bad thing for it.
yeah,
And so it's like this is just kind of natural. So it doesn't necessarily mean anything if you put on a couple of extra pounds. Well, to be honest, that's possibly just that's something that will almost, it could potentially disprove on its own. Like it doesn't necessarily mean that you're eating too much or anything like that. It's a difficult one. It's a difficult one. I
Yeah.
think
Uh,
body image and that kind of stuff is difficult for sure.
yeah, like I saw a post saying, if you wake up and you're 5 pounds heavier, that's not fat. You have to have um 3,500 calories over your maintenance calories to put on 1 pound. And for like men can normally have 2,500 calories, and I think women can have about 2,000 calories a day or something like that. So you would be consuming. Oh God, I'm getting messages. So you would have to be having a lot of food to be putting on 5 pounds overnight. So
Yeah, you would have to be
essentially,
eating excessively, like
yeah. So
insane.
basically, if you wake up one day and it says you're like a few pounds heavier, it's probably water weight, or it's probably you've been stressed, or if you're a woman or person who has periods, it's probably that. Like,
Also,
don't.
not to be too I mean, I'll try and keep it nice, but go to toilet before you weigh
Poopy.
yourself in the morning.
Yeah.
Go to toilet.
Even
It's
pee
better that
makes
way.
a difference.
Yeah. Just don't do it before. Do it
I'm one of those
afterwards.
people who will literally like get stark bollock naked and pee and go
Yeah.
poopy.
Nice.
Yeah,
I
before I weigh
respect that.
myself. Yeah,
I
it's
respect that.
you gotta do yourself a favor there.
Yeah. You don't
And I'll
want to add
weigh
that sugar.
myself in different parts of the room to make sure that the scales are accurate.
I like it. That's what we call science.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
I just keep stepping on it until I see the numbers that I want.
It's like,
I
nope,
put a
that's
book
a
under
couple
it.
more kilograms than I would have liked. Moves on to the carpet. That's the one. That'll do. Moves
God.
on.
Sorry,
Smiles.
we I didn't mean to like detour about weight too much, but it's
I'm pretty
probably
sure I
important.
did that one. I think that was me.
Oh,
If it wasn't me, I mean, let's be honest, we encourage each other. We're a mess.
we're a cute mess.
Sometimes.
No.
Well, I
Shoot
don't
me
know. I
down
mean,
then.
you bring the cutest level up, and then I
Aw.
kind of like smash it back down again.
I feel like the tables have turned. Like I used to be such a bitch, and now I feel like I'm more complimentary.
What?
Was no
Really?
like not like during the era of the podcast. Like I mean, like 10 years ago, I was just I don't know. Like I was quite an angry teenager. I feel
I
like,
mean, weren't we all?
and we were so awkward. We like didn't compliment each other because it was just awkward.
As we've
Awkward
said many a
teenagers.
time, we just said hate you to each other
Yeah,
rather than that because it felt easier.
yeah.
We were
Um,
repressed, horribly repressed emotionally.
but like I don't know. Now you've become more sassy, and I've become more nice.
Someone else said that the other day. They were like, "You've become so much more confident." I was like,
Yeah, you have.
"Fuck off!" And then I was like, "Oh
I've
dear."
I've become more confident because I've been locked in my room for a year and a half.
I've
The
become an
fuel-
internet troll. I feel fine now. Um, no, I do. I definitely. I feel like I have become more confident as I've grown up. Possibly because at some point you at least realize that even though it looks like you are the biggest mess in the world, everyone else is often at a similar level of chaos as you.
Yeah.
And that's a beautiful moment of realization. You're like, hang on a second. We're all messes together. Ah, and you still find
Yeah.
reasons to get sad, but it just boosts you a bit to know that you're not
Do you,
doing badly.
do you know what I like fail to understand is that only what is it 1 in 3 people experience mental health issues across their lifetime? Is that
Mhm.
right? Um, surely that's not true. Surely there are not people there who like brains. What is functioning properly?
God only knows. God only knows. I mean, this is the thing, right? I don't. Because in one hand, like, I think it's one in three, whatever the exact number is for.
Yeah.
Like, okay, that sounds like it's not a lot, but also 1 in 4 is quite a lot. Like that's a quarter
I know,
or a
but like,
third. Like that's a lot of, and I think it's very difficult because mental health is a spectrum. You know,
yeah.
you can be to say I have depression or I have anxiety is kind of reductive because there's different levels of it and it doesn't affect everyone in the same way. So I don't know, and I guess potentially there are people who have maybe depressive traits or kind of traits of anxiety, OCD, but not as pronounced or as kind of it doesn't impact on your life as much. So
Yeah.
you know it doesn't. I mean it's hard to tell because obviously no one knows how anyone else's brain works really. I mean
No,
scientifically we know, but no one lives
like
inside my brain.
I know a
Apart from me,
friend of
obviously.
mine who has like there's been signs of them having anxiety at times before, but not like nothing too extreme. And then in recent times, that's become a lot more of a struggle for them.
Mm. And
Um,
it's always proof that it doesn't it doesn't discriminate. Mental health doesn't mental health problems
no, like
usually don't
age, race,
discriminate
yeah,
against anyone.
nothing. Yeah, like it can happen later on in life.
Yeah,
Like, yeah,
old, young,
I say
whatever
as a
your
22-year-old.
ethnicity is.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
it is a crazy one. I it's another little tangent, but I guess I feel
that's what
like
we're doing this episode now.
yeah, I mean basically, you know what we said we're doing this episode, screw it, it's just
it's,
tangents.
it's
It's just
tangents.
us chatting nonsense for episode 20. We're celebrating
Woo!
19 other episodes of chatting nonsense
By
by
chatting
chatting nonsense.
nonsense.
You're welcome. But it's in I kind of maybe it fulfills the real talk element. Um I wanted to just mention the results of the football last week, I guess.
Oh my
And
god.
not necessarily the result, which you know is what it is. I mean, to be fair, I mean on the football side of things, shout out to England for getting to a final.
Well
Um,
done.
and you know, bad luck on not getting it all the
I
way. I
think
mean,
before we get into it, the thing is to say that it's like our views are not about the England team.
no,
I don't think I've seen anything bad that the England team have done.
the England. I mean, to be honest, I think that I actually feel like it's a weird. I mean, we'll go into maybe a little bit, but I feel more proud of the team than I have of any team that I've watched.
Yeah,
England team, but they did great. They gave it the best shot, and that's what you could ask for.
yeah, yeah,
But
yeah. And
it's not
like
really the result that's the problem because it's a game. Someone wins, someone loses.
someone loses. Yeah, and I know it's a big deal, but
The problem
it
was, yeah, it was what followed. It was the disgusting abuse and I
it
don't even have words for it.
I
Just the
just don't understand. It's like bigging up someone when they're winning and then shitting on them when they lose. Like you can't. What
I
like
said it the whole way through. I mean, okay, I don't really have a massive interest in football. I don't follow it that closely. It's a miracle that I know anything about anything. Um,
yeah,
but someone like Sterling, who Sterling is this figure who the
he's a
media has like
whippet.
a, a a weird thing, right? If he misses a goal, I can guarantee you the Sun the next day will be calling him a terrible footballer. He should be off the team. He sucks, whatever. If
Yeah,
he scores a goal, he's one of the best footballers we've ever had.
yeah,
It's like it's so polarized the opinion on him, and it's very unforgiving. You can if he scored 10 goals and missed one, well, forget the 10 goals, you missed that one. You know,
yeah.
so
It's
it's
so
very
fucked.
strange, and I think that happened. That's what we saw with what happened after the game because you know it went to penalties, fine, and uh, not everyone scored. I mean that's how penalties
Yeah,
go. Like you know,
yeah,
it's just how to do thing. But people felt it was necessary to turn to kind of racist and racially motivated abuse towards Marcus Rashford and Saka
Saka, yeah.
and Sancho, who who missed their penalties. If it was necessary to really go down a nasty rabbit hole of really vile things.
Sorry.
No, go on.
I think the thing that got me the most was I was on TikTok, surprise, surprise, and I saw, I think it was a group of 2 or 3 black guys who were at a pub, I'm guessing in London, watching the football, or
Yeah.
in a city. And when Rashford missed, they were like, we need, like, oh, they were joking, but they were like, get out of here now. Like, we're gonna, like, it's not safe for us anymore. And they were joking, but the fact that they felt like that, it was just, I don't know, that really put it into perspective for me. I did not even think twice about, I didn't even realise at the time that it was the black guys who had missed.
No, that's the thing.
I didn't even, and that was probably me being like colourblind, as you'd probably call it. I don't like, that's the right term, I think.
Yeah, I don't think it is. The thing, like, I don't think it was that. It's just the thing that some of them went up and scored and some of them didn't. And I didn't really think
I
anything of it.
didn't
There was
relate
nothing
it
more
to race
it.
in my brain.
Yeah.
And so when I saw this, I was like, oh God, like, I can't imagine feeling that way. Like, I just felt very, like, ignorant when I saw that. And then all of this stuff came out about, like, these racist tweets and, attacks and stuff like that is just awful.
I have to admit, I felt like dread when it ended, and I was like, "Oh, this is horrible." I felt really sad for them because they'd worked really hard, and it's got to be horrible to get that far and to be within touching distance of winning, and then just losing
obviously.
at the final hurdle.
Yeah,
and I just felt it was that, and then it was about 10 minutes later. And I suddenly thought, and I haven't been on social media, I just thought, and I was like,
oh,
shit, I know where this is going. I know what I'm about to see if I go onto Twitter. I don't know why I realised it, right? And for some idiotic reason, I have not understood. I was like, there's only one way to find out. So I went on Twitter and Instagram. And I really wish I had not gone near it.
Vile, yeah.
Because I don't think anyone needs to see that stuff. It's, I mean, the worst stuff is stuff that I refuse to even.
No, yeah,
to give airtime to.
When I did that post on Instagram for the podcast, I considered using examples, and then I just thought, no, no one needs to see that. I can say there've been racist comments without saying specifically.
And they were there. I mean, I actually saw
thousands
denying it, and I'm like, someone has to kind of. They were like, oh, well, I actually heard from the Metropolitan Police there are only 24 comments after the game. And it's like,
piss off.
That's not worth any. I refuse to accept that you heard that. And I refuse to accept that that's even remotely true. I know that wasn't true because I scrolled through 24 various things within about 10 seconds. It was heartbreaking, and for me, it kind of. I wrote about it on. I put a
your
blog post
up. Such a good post.
You can check it out, and I just kind of. I struggle a lot with the English flag because.
Yeah, I thought that was really.
Kind of connotations for me of kind of racism and thugs and hooliganism.
I can't believe someone said to you that you're not English, though.
Oh yeah, no, it happened. Yeah, multiple times. Multiple times I've had that. I've heard people saying it to other people that basically you're not English if you're not white, and I'm like, All right, cool, fine, that's okay. But then it's very weird to be like, oh, so you're supporting England then? I'm like, well, am I? Because are they my team? I don't know. It's very weird. So yeah, I mean, people told me I'm not English because I'm not white, and the flag. It reminds me of when I see. I think when I was growing up, I was aware of like you see news reports and things of like English Defence League like idiots marching through London, all with like English flags, specifically English flags, or
Yeah.
the British National Party, but they've actually all got St George's, and it's like I don't like that because because that doesn't seem it's being linked to people who don't like me, and so I dislike that. And it
Yeah.
is very annoying because I managed to go the whole kind of tournament. I actually felt, oh, you know what? I actually feel a bit of pride there. It's very rare for me to feel much national
Yeah.
kind of pride, and I felt pride. And then after that, I was like, well, that's over. That's gone. I'm back to square one because it was like, here is the like unseen part of people's minds, and you go to the worst place possible because you see these people often. I mean, not all of them. By no means not all of them, but there was lots of you'd see people and they've got English flags in their bio or whatever, or but and it's it, and you just be like, how many people are out there thinking this stuff and just not saying anything 99% of the time? Like,
Yeah.
how widespread is this? Because you'd like to imagine this is a very small minority, but then you realize you don't know. You don't know what everyone else is thinking. And you
Yeah.
don't know how widespread some of the things that they were saying are in people's heads. And
And
there's
I
no way that you can know. And that is
yeah.
terrifying.
Yeah, for sure. What like one of the things I touched on was the sort of harmless jokes side of it
Mm,
because that's the thing that people don't get penalized for. If you put something very obviously racist on Twitter, chances are you're going to see some repercussions, whether it's someone on Facebook saying that's vile, not Facebook, on Twitter or whatever, like replying to you saying that's vile. You like that's you're gonna get some repercussions, but men, well, not just men, there will be women as well, but um, people in pubs who make jokes and all their mates just accept it, and it because it's only like hinting at racism instead of being outright like um black and white as it were.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, so I don't know, like that's really harmful as well because I know with family and stuff when they have made jokes and you sort of sit there and you think, do I pull you up on that? Or like, will it cause an argument?
Yeah.
And you just got to think, like, it's not right to sit there and not say anything.
Well, I've done that.
Especially if it's someone that you love and respect because how can you respect them if they have those views or think it's acceptable to make racist jokes thinking
Yeah.
they're harmless? It's not okay. Yeah, and I think we've all done it where we've just decided to not pick a fight that day.
Yeah. It's I don't know why I did that. I looked up so the most like frustrating thing I saw like this week afterwards was so at work our CEO, I guess,
Yeah.
um for want of a better word, like the guy at the top basically sent around this thing and was like, hey, I just wanted to say that obviously we stand against this kind of thing. It is wrong. Um, and to be fair, my work has done a lot in terms of trying to talk a lot more about race and have some
Yeah.
very honest, real discussion. I think it's really good. I respect it. And so it's some
That's
kind of
good.
thing. I was like, look, we obviously think this is wrong, and we're already trying to do things on our part to make sure that we can kind of stamp out these kind of attitudes which are clearly wrong for a society. Um, and I was like, fair enough. I mean, you've got to do it. It's part of the corporate thing of making sure you're on the right side of things, but also fair enough. I'm glad you said it. And so I'm in this group, which I think I might have to leave, of like other employees, whatever.
Yeah.
And so I go on it Friday afternoon, fine, and it's someone asked a question, what's he saying on the email? I got the email, but I don't have a login, and someone just starts with more woke stuff,
Oh God.
and like with a yawning emoji, and I was like,
Like it's actually important.
oh my god, don't do this. And he goes into it and he's like, oh, I don't like being preached to by the woke brigade. Oh, it's just preachy. It's all of that stuff. Like, it's box ticking. He's just trying to encourage divisions because he's forcing it down our throats. And I was like, and you are the reason why this problem still exists. Because rather than accept that it is a problem that is faced by people, you think it's more important that you just don't ever hear about the issues in the world.
I think the people who are like that are typically who the world is designed for. Like society is designed for, in the sense that like they don't want anything to change because it suits them.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I looked at this thing and I was like, I can't deal with it because it's like every time I see woke used as an insult, I'm like, I lose respect for someone. Because it's like, what you're saying is,
we shouldn't educate ourselves.
I shouldn't educate myself. I shouldn't be against the inequalities. I shouldn't get angry and sad when I see these inequalities and think that we should do something about it. I should just go, well, it can't be helped, and move on. Which I'm afraid I'm not going to do. Because I don't think that's right. I think we live in a diverse society where we have people from all over the world. We have people of all sexualities and genders and backgrounds. And I think we should all be understanding of each other and understanding the problems that each other face and do our best to reduce those problems.
Do you ever think about the future and think, will my kids or grandkids come along to me one day and start preaching about a new thing? And whether we'll be accepting of that or think it's gone too far, will we then become essentially the boomers? Because that scares me. Like,
I hope not. I want to always try, and this is where someone goes, oh, you're just saying it because you're young, but I want to always try and be understanding.
Yeah.
To learn about it, not to jump to a kind of, oh, it's not like it was when I was young, but to just try and understand it. Because if something is happening, like, if someone is saying something, it's what I stand by that. If someone's able to come out to you and tell you that they're non-binary or they identify in a different way, it's because that is true. And so I want to understand that, not to go, it's not true because it's not. No one said that when I was younger, because that's just ridiculous. Like, your world doesn't stay still.
No,
it changes all the time, and so I need to I need to understand it. But I just I hope that if basically woke is like a badge of honor for me, because it means that for me that I'm trying to be a decent human being and I'm trying to be respectful and understanding wherever I can be. And rather than just say, this can't happen, understand why it is happening.
Yeah.
And so, I just lose respect. I find I get less... After the last year, with Black Lives Matter and George Floyd and everything else that's followed, and with the police officer being sent to prison and convicted of murder, I thought, maybe, and I don't know why I even let myself hope. Maybe
we might move forward.
This is a kind of bookmark, like a point where things change. Like you're at the crossroads and we've chosen a different path. And then you just see something like this and you went, oh no, we're still on
the
the
only
same
thing I would say, this might this might sound like this might come across wrong, so bear with my wording of things. But if those comments hadn't been made at the football and stuff, there would have been a sort of satisfaction there for a lot of people that England is like, you know, we've supported the LGBT community for Pride Month, and you know, we have black players, so we're, you know, we're a team that supports equality, and if, you know, those comments and like issues hadn't happened, there might have been like, it might have encouraged ignorance, like
Yeah. No, I get what you
thinking
mean.
that we are a better generation for it, you know.
I get what you mean. I mean,
Not that it justifies anything that happened, or
no, no,
not,
no.
it's
But
not saying that like it was a good thing that it happened or whatever, like nothing like that, just that it was a reminder to me that I need to continue educating myself, and it was a reminder that the Black Lives Matter movement is, there's still, you know, work that needs to be done, a lot
yeah,
more.
yeah. I think like it's there. I mean, you know, whether this had happened, whether we'd won or lost or whatever had happened, people are still out there thinking these things, and as depressing as it is to know that there are people out there thinking these things, and as, you know, horrible as it makes me feel and pessimistic as it makes me feel, it is at least what is true. Like, it does give us another reminder that this is a very long road and we are nowhere near in sight of the finishing line, so
Yeah.
to speak. We, you know, and it I think it's depressing, and as much as I feel at the moment that this is just, it's starting to feel like it's pointless trying.
Yeah.
I'm not going to stop trying.
No.
I know that I need to keep trying, and you know, it's a weird thing of being like, is there any point to this? Well, I don't know, but I know that it's at least worth trying a little bit.
Yeah.
So, you know, and I guess the kind of counterpoint to the horrible stuff happening is seeing the good stuff that's happened, seeing the mural of Marcus Rashford that, you know, ended up with hearts all over it and things like that, and people coming out on social media and saying this is wrong. We don't agree
Yeah,
with this.
and
And
seeing, like, Piers told me that Nottingham retracted an offer they made for a student, well,
yes,
like a,
Nottingham Trent did, yeah.
was it Nottingham Trent,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
For,
they'd made an offer to someone and they pulled it back because some comments they'd made in a group chat were public. It's consequences for your actions, and it's knowing that people won't let you get away with just anything, you know?
yeah.
That there are people out there who are willing to stand up and say this is wrong. And that's what I think is really good. I
Yeah.
think that overwhelming thing of actually knowing that there's a counterpoint. It's not futile. It's not that everyone is secretly a racist by any means. And I know that. Obviously I know that the whole time, but it's good to see the kind of flip side. It made me really happy when I saw your post. I was like, you've managed to help, because you helped me write my post in a way. Seeing your post,
Oh, that's,
I was like, I think I know how I can put this into words now, because I'd been staring at like a blank word
it was
document and just been
so
like,
hard to write because you
I
don't,
can't do it.
you don't know how to encapsulate like everything you're thinking.
No, I think you did, like, in, like, with a limited amount of like characters and words, you said some really good stuff, and I
Thank you.
thought it was great. So I mean, please go check it out, for God's sake. It's awesome.
It was just like, but you know, there was emotion behind it. It was being pissed off. It wasn't the best piece of writing in terms of like, you know, structure and stuff like that. But I think it
Yeah,
got
but the best piece of writing can be a load of shit. Best piece of writing
Thanks,
can
Boo.
be a whole long thing that results in someone saying everything's fine and we shouldn't do anything and stuff like that.
Lol.
Which, I'm not here for.
I feel like with your blog, you were able to like expand and sort of add like more context and detail to stuff, and you just worded things beautifully.
With the blog, I just said what it was my experience.
Yeah.
It's just my experience, my feelings, and it's not facts necessarily. It's not like the be all end all. It's not that everyone is thinking that. It's just how I felt, how I feel, and that's all it was. So, but yeah, I just wanted to talk a little bit about it. I couldn't. It felt wrong to let it go without talking about it, because obviously we joked about it last week and we're like, oh, how is it going to go? Are we going to lose? I just didn't quite foresee it going like that.
That wrong. Yeah. We lost in a whole different way.
We lost in a whole other way. But I will say that our audience are not like that. Our audience are lovely people. And I got a lot of love for you guys.
Yeah.
You're awesome. You give me hope. So thank you. Yeah. We're not doing an episode next week. See, this is it. We've got forward planning. We're not doing an episode next week. We've got a week off because it's obviously one of our it's a fifth episode. It's a multiple of 5. I don't know what's called.
Yeah, I know. It's so weird. Like on the when you put it on the website, I was like, yeah, every fifth, every. I was trying
it's easy, but then how do you refer to it when you're in it? Like, this is one of the fifths. Like, that's dumb. I'm gonna say
this is one of our big episodes.
This is one of our big boy episodes. One of one of our nut roast episodes.
A nut roast episode. So
I don't know why I've chosen nut roast. I don't know why. I think I went to like the most.
It's funny. We'll
stereotypical like. Thing.
No, I did eat nut roasts for Christmas every year for many years. So
there you go. Well.
Yeah. Like I feel. Yeah, we're gonna have a week off, but there might be some. We'll see how I get on, but there might be some fun content coming back from that week anyway.
We shall see. I'm excited, and obviously we will. Yeah, I will be back after our break, refreshed, ready to go.
Ready to rumble.
Ready to rumble. Please go and check out our website again. Link is on the screen now.
Woo!
Yeah, it's worldtoratespodcast.card.co or .crd.crd.co. Get in touch if you have any music you think we should listen to, even if it's not your music. If you've got like a song that you think we should check out that we might like, send that over. Send us music.
Over.
We love music. And yeah, that's me done. Do you wanna leave? The goodbye is always awkward, so I'm just gonna let you.
Okay. We love you. Bye.
Bye.